Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we took our case for Alice's innocence to trial. Unfortunately, due to the blatant corruption of Wonderland's court system, we accidentally pointed our finger at Donald and Goofy for the crimes Alice was accused of. We were then drawn into a fight, which we managed to win, fighting off the guards and freeing our friends. But in the chaos of the court proceedings, Alice was spirited away. We went to search for her, encountering the Cheshire Cat, who informed us that the Heartless had abducted her and were in hiding. Following his advice, we searched the various areas of Wonderland once again, before finally landing on the ceiling of the bizarre room, where we turned on the lights. This time, we're going back to the bizarre room to meet with the Cheshire Cat and get to the bottom of Alice's disappearance. Now, before we actually head into the bizarre room, I would like to say two things. First, make sure that you save before going in there. Second, I would recommend that you be at least level 13 for what's coming up, as it will make the coming fight at least a little bit easier. In any case, let's go on in. You'll have a better view from higher up. I think that there are still... Okay, apparently no enemies. Now, if we examine this plant... get a potion, a mithril shard, and another potion that we can't do anything with. And I suppose I should also show this off, since we can actually do this. We've been able to do this since we actually got here. Yeah, attempting to talk to the doorknob won't get us anything, so... with all of that taken care of, let's go up on the table and talk to the Cheshire Cat. The shadows should be here soon. Are you prepared for the worst? If not, too bad. Introducing the Trickmaster, the boss Heartless of Wonderland. He is a rather difficult opponent for this early on. His legs and below are completely invulnerable. The only way to really do damage to him is to jump up at his head. And the only way to get at his head is to jump at him from the various pieces of furniture around. If you hit him enough, he will eventually be stunned and his head will fall down for you to actually hit him. For the most part, he will just swing his clubs at you. You can also use fire to try and hit him, but I believe he does have a resistance to it. He will eventually go over to the stove and light his clubs on fire. This will give his attacks fire damage, which can make him a bit harder to deal with. I think Blizzard can do at least some good here if you happen to have it. One thing I didn't remember to tell you about combat. If you are locked onto an opponent and press triangle, Donald and Goofy will immediately target whatever you're locked onto. And he has deflated the table, so we can't actually use it to get up at him anymore. Let's get away from there, and let's actually make use of a potion, just to make sure that we're all good. And of course you do that, just as I'm getting up. Let's get in there. And you only have one more hit, so let's... He will throw fireballs at you occasionally, but it's not anything that you can't dodge. Oh, I thought I had an ether. Oh well. We can block his fireballs back with guard, and we leveled up. Obtained a Fritz horn.
What a racket. How's a doorknob to get any sleep?
What was that? You hear that? It sounded like something closed. This gummy ain't like the others, no sir. Okay, I'll hold on to it. Obtain the Navigee piece, or navigation gummy. Splendid, you're quite the hero. If you're looking for Alice, she's not here. She's gone, off with the shadows, into darkness. No. Let's go back to our gummy ship. We might find her in another world. We've got to go to a save point to return to our ship. And for whatever reason, we are brought back to the save point in the rabbit hole, but I believe... Oh, we actually can go to the gummy ship from here. Usually you can't go to the gummy ship from these sorts of save points. Oh well, let's just actually... Well, before I do, actually, I want to just say one more thing. If you are having trouble with that fight due to the Trickmaster constantly pushing the table and chair down, there is one piece of furniture in the corner, that shelf where next to the chairs. He cannot push that down whatsoever, and it is just high enough that you will be able to jump and attack him. So make use of it if you are having some trouble with the table constantly getting pushed down by him. In any case, let's board the gummy ship. And now we've got to fly back to Traverse Town. While we could go to the right to go to another new world, I want to return to Traverse Town because now there's a new thing that we can do since we have access to Blizzard. And speaking of which, if you did not have Blizzard from finding the claw marks evidence, you will gain it after defeating the Trickmaster, so it's not possible to miss. Okay, so all in all, that was a pretty decent interpretation of the world for a platformer. I do wish that it was kind of less confusing to get to the same areas over and over again, but in different orientations of the room. But, oh well, beggars can't be choosers. And I think they actually literally flipped the route between Traverse Town and Wonderland to allow us to travel back there, so that's at least using your assets wisely, I guess. I mean, I suppose it's better than coming up with something completely new. Okay, I'm getting quite a bit of gummies. I actually did fly back and forth between Wonderland and Traverse Town between episodes, just to see about grinding some other things and actually selling off my pretty stones here in Traverse Town, since there are no shops in Wonderland. Anyway, we've arrived, and we're gonna go to the first district. Now, there isn't much to do here, but we want to actually go over here to the cafe and destroy all the chairs. And we can hit the candles too to put out their lights, but I'm pretty sure that they will come back eventually. Yeah, they do. So what we want to do is to aim and fire Blizzard to hit as many of them as possible. Doing so, we'll unlock this chest, which we couldn't open before, giving us another defense up, which, speaking of, I should actually make use of the 2 defense ups in my inventory. As I suggested, use them on Donald if he's having trouble staying alive, but otherwise give all your stat boosting items like this to Sora, because he's the one you're going to be using for all of this. And I think I'm actually going to go to the 3rd district and head on over to Merlin's house just for a brief moment. I'm going to largely ignore the Heartless so that we can just do what we need to do. And need to remember not to do that. Yeah, that was a bit close. Okay. Easily made it over. Nothing's really changed here that we can do. I just wanted to come here and double check something, because I believe if we leave through the save point here, and travel back, yeah, we can go to the Magician's Study from the world map, so it's definitely something you'll want to do. And let's actually talk to Merlin, since we kind of ignored him when we actually introduced him. Yes, we can practice our magic. Might as well just show this off, since we have a little time. If we actually talk to him, we can choose. You can practice casting spells here without depleting MP. Merlin's furniture will be your target. If you can have it either move around or stay put. When you're ready to call it quits, walk up to Merlin and select cancel. Let's just go with practice magic, and let's try moving targets.
Deep freeze. See ya.
Just to get an idea of how rapid fire is.
Deep freeze.
I believe actually fire and blizzard actually comes out a bit faster if you fire it from the air.
Fire.
And that was a bit too much for my rendering. Okay, well, I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to show, so let's actually go back. And I know that this has been a bit of a shorter episode, so you know what, let's actually take the gummy ship and fly to the next world, and then we'll end things off. Okay. So as we make our way to the next world, you're probably wondering why I haven't customized the gummy ship. I've gotten plenty of parts, and I could definitely make something that's a lot stronger and possibly faster with what I've collected from the enemy ships that we've encountered. The main reason that I don't want to do that is because when you get random parts from enemy ships, they are all randomly colored. Color is randomly generated when you pick it up, and I kind of prefer for my ships to have that sort of uniform design and color scheme, so I would just rather wait. We will eventually get a gummy piece that will allow us to recolor our ship pieces so that we can have our ship match however we like. So that's why I'm holding off. That plus, for these first few worlds, it's pretty much okay to just stick with the basic ship that you start with. Not sure what that gummy was, but okay. I do kind of wish we had a certain other gummy that'll come later on to allow us to speed up, or at least some better engines, because the engines do affect how fast you go, but I'll have to wait until later on. And here we are, at the next destination, Olympus Coliseum, from Disney's Hercules. I think I will end things here. With that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.